suppose you had to factor something like this. Now, the way I was taught originally was kind of a guess and check method, where you put up a couple possibilities and you start foiling it out and see which one works. I hated it. Now, since I've been teaching at OCC, I've come to enjoy what's called the AC method, whereas you multiply the outside numbers, and this is something that you're going to do when this number is different than 1. You multiply the outside numbers. 8 times negative 15 gives me negative 120. Then look for two numbers that multiply to negative 120 and add to the middle number, which is 2. In this case, those numbers would be 12 and negative 10. They multiply to negative 120, they add to 2. So I'm going to split up that 2x term, into 12x minus 10x. Now 12x minus 10x gives me that middle number. But instead of combining that and getting 2, I'm going to factor this by grouping. You can factor out a 4x from the first two terms, a negative 5 from the second term. And after you do that, you'll see that, 2x plus 3 is a common factor. Factor that out, it leaves behind 4x minus 5. That's fine. It works. It's a good method. But let me show you something way cooler and way shorter.
I did that exact method, and I got stuck.
Okay. So let me show you a different method then, okay? All right. Now, there's nothing wrong with knowing how to do that one. But for my money, here's something that works a little bit better. And it's going to rely on Desmos. So I'm going to go over to Desmos. I'm going to graph that polynomial. Now, it's a quadratic polynomial, so it looks like a parabola. But the thing that I want is I want to know what the intercepts are. Where does it cross the x-axis? And the cool thing is that Desmos will just outright tell you. All you have to do is click on those two values. And what I see is I see that x equals 1.5 and x equals 2. Those are my two solutions. So let me write those down. X equals 1.5 and x equals 2. Now 1.5, I'm going to write it a little bit different. I'm going to write it as 3 halves and x equals 2. So let's switch screens here. Now, for this one, I'm just going to move the 2 to the other side and get x minus 2 equals 0. Before I move the term to the other side here, I'm going to clear out the fractions on this one. So what could I do to clear out the fractions here? If I wanted to get rid of the denominators, I'd multiply both sides by 2. So that gives me 2x equals 3. And now let me move the 3 to the other side. So that's 2x minus 3 equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0. Well, guess what? Here's your factors. This and this. That's your factorization of this polynomial. So you end up with 2x minus 3 times x minus 2. A lot less fuss, I'd say. What do you think? Do you like that one? You take the two roots, you turn them into factors, and those are your factors. Now this times this is going to equal 0 exactly when this equals 0. In fact, this and this are the same. It's just that this is factored. So, you want me to do another quick example like this? All right, sure. Let me try and come up with let's do this one over here. The x squared plus 8x minus, or x squared plus 2x minus 15. So I'll write that down. X squared plus 2x minus 15. You're going to start by graphing that and finding its roots. So let's see, 8x squared plus 2x minus 15. And you might need to zoom out a little bit. And you don't need to see it perfectly. I mean, we can't see the vertex. If you're insecure about that, you can kind of mess with it. But here's your two roots. We've got a root at x equal negative 1.5 and x equals 1.25. So x equals 1.25. Okay. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll turn both of these into fractions. So that's x equals negative 3/2. This is really 1 1/4. So what fraction would that be? 1 times 4 plus 1, 5/4. Now, just like the last one, I want to get rid of the denominators. So I can multiply both sides, in this case by 2, and in this case by 4. So that gives me 2x equals negative 3. This gives me 4x equals 5. And then move this to the other side, right? 2x plus 3 equals 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0. There's your factorization. 2x plus 3 times 4x minus 5. And if you look, that actually matches what I had on my handout. Right there. Beautiful. A lot less fuss, in my opinion. Does that help? Yeah, this is better. It's better. Okay. All right. Good luck with those. If you have more questions, please let me know.